Tony, Thor, and Maria Hill just looked at him, expecting something more. Rhodey threw up his hands. "Why do I even talk to you guys? Everywhere else that story kills."
"That's the whole story?" Thor asked. "Oh, it's very good."
He was trying to be polite. Rhodey noticed. "That's a quality save," he told Thor. Then he asked Tony, "Pepper's not coming? And what about Jane?" Hill added, referring to Jane Foster, who everyone knew was Thor's real love. "Gentlemen, where are the ladies? Miss Potts has a company to run," Tony said.
"I'm not even sure what country Jane's in," Thor said. "Her work on the Convergence has made her the world's foremost astronomer."
The Convergence was the name applied to the phenomenon that had occurred in the skies during the Battle of New York, when the Chitauri had created a portal from their part of the universe to Earth. "And the company Miss Potts runs is the biggest tech conglomerate on Earth," Tony said, not to be outdone. Thor wasn't done yet.
"There's talk of Jane's getting the Nobel Prize."
"Oh yeah, they must be busy," Hill said, "because they'd hate missing it when you guys get together." She coughed and added, "Testosterone." Thor and Tony grinned at each other while Rhodey laughed. They knew she was right. Even so, Thor couldn't resist adding,
"But mine is better."
Meanwhile, Steve and Sam were catching up. "Sounds like a hell of a fight," Sam said, referring to Sokovia. "Sorry I missed it." "Well, if I'd known it was going to be a firefight, I might have—" No, I'm not actually sorry," Sam said. "I just wanted to sound tough. I'm very happy tracking cold leads on our missing persons case. Avenging is your world." He looked around. "Your world is crazy." "Be it ever so humble," Steve said. "Ever find a place in Brooklyn?" Sam asked. Steve chuckled. "I'm not sure I can afford a place in Brooklyn." Being an Avenger was great, but it didn't pay all that well. "Yeah, but home is home," Sam said. They went to catch up with Thor, who was sitting with some World War II veterans and uncorking a bottle he'd brought from Asgard.
"It's aged for 1,000 years in barrels built from the wreck of Grunhel's fleet," Thor explained as he poured a small amount into each man's glass. "Not meant for mortal man." "Neither was Omaha Beach, Blondie," one of the vets said. "Stop trying to scare us." But 5 minutes later, when he'd tasted the liquor, he was glassy-eyed and muttering, "Excelsior." Thor watched as his friends got ready to help him get home. Natasha mixed a drink for herself and one for Bruce at the bar. "How'd a nice girl like you wind up working in a dump like this?" Bruce teased. "A fella done me wrong," Natasha said, going with the joke. "You got a lousy taste in men, kid." "Well, he's not so bad. He's got a temper, but deep down, he's all fluff. Fact is, he's not like anyone I've ever known." She was serious now, and nervous about expressing her feelings. "All my friends are fighters, and here's a guy who spends his life avoiding fights because he knows he'll win." Bruce reflected for a moment. "He sounds amazing," Natasha laughed. "He's also a huge dork. Chicks dig that. So what do you think? Should I fight this, or should I run with it?" "Run with it," Bruce said. "Or what did he do to you that was so wrong?" "Not a thing," Natasha said. She leaned in very close to him, almost kissing distance. "But never say never." Then she went off with her drink to join another group. Bruce watched her go. "It's nice," Steve said, sitting down next to him. "What is?" "You guys, you and Romanoff?" "We didn't," Bruce stammered. "We haven't—" "No one's breaking any bylaws," Steve said with a grin. "It's just, she's not usually the most open person, but she's very relaxed with you. Both of you." "Oh, no, Natasha, she likes to flirt," Bruce said. "I've seen her flirt," Steve said, shaking his head. "Up close. This ain't that. Look, as a guy who may be the world's greatest authority on waiting too long, don't. You both deserve a win." Bruce thought about this. Then he said, "What do you mean, up close?" But Steve wasn't going to answer that. Later, the only people left were the Avengers, and the party was winding down. They were all sitting around Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, which rested on a coffee table.